Good evening, everybody. I got a little bit of chance. This is Sunday night. Let's do a update on stock market. This is let's look at short-term analysis, which is for tomorrow. We'll start with that, and then we'll move on to long-term analysis. So short term, this is buy and sell zone. Green lines are the buy zones, red lines are the sell zones. Nasdaq 100, you can see what happened on Friday, came to buy zone. We can see here after we had jobs report. So it's better than expected. So they dumped it, they trapped everybody, and then look, they jumped from buy zone to the sell zone, exact to the dot here, 1.53%, and they sold off. All right. And now futures open already. This is at 2 hours ago. Futures open around 6 p.m. and now they are in the middle, which is a neutral zone. So we don't really do anything in the middle white line. It's just sitting here, so it's like a neutral zone. Now I do expect it can go here. So from here, futures can definitely pump at least 0.6%. Nasdaq can go here. This is a sell area. Same thing with S&P 500 around 47 23. It can go there. You can see same thing here. Came to the buy zone on Friday and bounced. And if I go to MES chart, E-mini futures, it's a little bit different. So the sell zone is around 45.65 and up, and MNQ, the sell zones are around 16,595 and up. All right. So just for your info for short term. And then if you look at stocks, things like Tesla came to the buy zone, bounced on neutral zone. There is a gap here around 246. I will do a long-term analysis very soon, but this is my target. So I'm holding Tesla. I think it's going to go at least around 3.64% up from here. Other stock is Apple, which is very nicely on the buy zone. You can see here Apple is in the buy zone, and there's a gap here around 183. That's the minimum target. So even if you open buy Apple market open on Monday tomorrow, this is the target. Okay, it can bounce very, very massively. And the other thing I wanted to show you on Apple, if you go to 1 hour chart, hide these lines, you can see what's happening on Apple. We're going lower on higher momentum. You can see RSI is going high. So this there's a divergence happening right now on Apple. So you can see RSI is going higher, so momentum is building higher, price is going lower. I think same thing is with Tesla. You can see Tesla is also going lower, momentum going higher. And even I think Nasdaq, you can see here, price made a new low here on Nasdaq, which is on Friday around 8 a.m. But it was on higher momentum. You can see here price making a lower low, but this is making a high low. All right. So this is how you're gonna trade this. And look what happened. Let's see. So we can draw a trend line on S&P 500, something like this, or we can even do something like this. You can see what's happening here. Looks like we had a breakout. If I maybe make it something like this, you can see here, looks like we had a breakout. So this breakout happened on Friday, 10 a.m., and we came for a back test and we are bouncing. All right, so this looks like a perfect back test, and now I think we're heading higher. So this looks like a nice, I think we are getting ready for a pump, to be honest. S&P 500, same thing here. If I draw a trend line here on the futures, this is not that clean as Nasdaq had a cleaner trend line. So if I try to draw something, I might have to force it, but Nasdaq had a better one. So something like this. You can see breakout, breakout, back test, and now going higher. All right. So if I go to Nasdaq, you can see here if I zoom in, we did not make a new high yet. Okay. We made an equal high, and S&P 500 also we made a lower high. So really want to see this previous high taken out to form an uptrend, and Russell 2000 also same thing. And how about Dow Jones? Same thing here. So anyhow, so short term looks like we had a nice back test, and the next target is to take out this high on 47.27 on MES chart, which is E-mini futures. That level is here around 47.66, and on MNQ, which is Nasdaq, that level is here around 16,583. All right. So these are the targets I'm looking for as a next move. Also, I want to add another indicator here, 10 in 1 moving average, and you can see Stocks like Apple, for example, sitting right on 200 SMA, okay? This dark blue line, this is like a perfect zone. So there are a lot of these big funds managers. They have automatic bots. They are trained, they're programmed to buy stocks. Like Apple is pretty much in every ETF. A lot of hedge funds, they're automatically triggered as soon as price touches 200 SMA. There's going to be a lot of buying pressure here. Okay, so I'm expecting a nice bounce here from Apple, and you can see first target is here 183. The next target is this gap fill. So these are my two targets, and even if you buy as soon as Monday, tomorrow open, first target is around 1.56%, second target is around 6% away. Okay, this is quite possible from here. And you can see if I zoom out a bit, Apple, every time it's close to this, focus on this dark blue line, follow my cursor. So you can see every time it's close to this dark blue line, it always bounces, bounce here, bounce here. In the bull market, always near dark blue line is the best time to buy. You can see here every time here in 2021, touch and bounce. All right. Here also it came in a bear market, came a little bit below and then bounced right away. All right. So you can see every time it comes near blue line, you can see here maybe sometimes there's a false break, but this is the best time to buy Apple in my opinion. And Apple is market moving stock. If Apple goes up, S&P 500 and Nasdaq should pump. All right. Okay, so let's go to triple S&P 500 SPY ETF, which is a cash index. You can see it's still struggling to close below this white line, which is 20 moving average. And if I go to 1 hour chart and turn regular trading hours, hide this EMA line for a bit, you can see here there's a gap here. Okay, this gap will be filled, and from where we are right now, that gap fill is around 1.41%. Okay, so that can happen in 1 day or 2 day. Okay, and it's sitting right nicely on the support. If I go to daily chart, zoom in, you can see SPY, which is nicely on the support, this green line. Nice support. You can see broke out, back test, bounce. Again, now coming for a bounce. And we are getting ready for either, I think we're getting ready for either a lower high and then come down to fill this gap, or we're going to go higher, make a new high, and then that will be a divergent high on RSI, and then we're going to go lower. All right. So I think we will go lower, but we are expecting a bounce very, very soon. So this is not the time to short. This is the time to go long. Nasdaq, same thing here, getting ready for a bounce. On Nasdaq, if I go to 1 hour chart, the gap is little higher. It's around 408. So if you go from here, 408 is around 3.05%. All right. So keep that in mind. So if I go to daily chart, expecting a bounce very, very soon to fill this gap around 408. Okay. And Tesla, you can see Tesla has one gap here, which is around 246. So from where we are now on Friday, that gap is easily around 3.7% away. And I showed you the bullish divergences happening on Tesla. So bounce is coming now. If we break out of this downtrend, let's add moving averages here. You can see we are finding support here on this red line, which is 50 daily SMA, and then this light blue line, which is 200 EMA, okay, which is also a very good time to buy. You can see here it came to 200 EMA, bounce, and then also now here it came way below that, but it's now again near that support area right now. You can see around 200 EMA also a lot of confluence here. A lot of times we come near that. You can see every time we come near that, it's a good time to buy Tesla. So you can see exactly getting very close to EMA. Actually, we did not touch, but very close to massive support. And Tesla can bounce even as high as this gap fill. You can see this gap here. Let me hide this EMA lines. You can see this gap here around 291. What if Tesla bounces from here? Bounces from here to. Sorry, guys, give me a second. I'm getting a call. Give me a second. Um, you know what? Never mind. I will continue and then I'll pick up this call later. Sorry about that. So anyhow, so if it bounces here from here to 291, Tesla can even go as high as from here to around 22%. So keep that in mind. All right. Okay. So that's on that. And let's look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones here. And if I bring in EMA charts, you can see Dow Jones right now. It's slightly below this green line, which is this uh, 10 moving average. Okay, but I think with if market pumps, this is also going to pump with it. And Russell 2000. It's below this white line, which is 20 moving average, but there was a gap here. It was filled on Friday. It had to come to fill this gap, but now there's another gap here on the top. Okay, so it can bounce from here, Russell, small caps, and it can go as high as 2.7%. All right, keep that in mind. All right, so let's move on to commodities. Gold. Let me hide this moving average, and you can see by the dip, and you can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it's coming for a higher low, and everything is working out good. So it can go a little bit more lower around 2000. That will be a good area to buy. Silver also coming very close to support area here. So you can see bounce, support, touch here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. Also now coming very close to the support area here. So also you can see it can bounce very, very soon. And give me a second, guys. Let me pick this call. Hold on. Getting another call. I don't know how to put it on mute. Uh, Let me see. How do I do that? Uh, Maybe I can do it using my phone. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm back. So, silver coming closer to the here. This is the area near the buy zone. So, hoping to bounce from here. Crude oil. Getting closer to next target around 76, 77 bucks. That's my next target. So it's coming near resistance, but again, I think I'm looking for a little bit more higher. Natural gas, looking for, unfortunately, looking for lower prices here. I think seasonality wise, it's a bit weak, so it has a nice run. If you go to 1 hour chart, you can see it's going higher on lower momentum on RSI, so I think it's getting ready for a cool down. Dollar near resistance, so if dollar, you can see my pointing arrow here. So dollar now, I think it's almost ready to cool down a bit. So I think coming looking for a lower prices on dollar and Bitcoin. Let's go to BTC futures. Is it open now? Let's go to 1 hour chart and see how it is going. No gaps here, so that's good news. If I go to daily chart, just remember there's a gap here around 39,420. There's another gap around 34,165. So you can see it's making higher high. RSI is making lower high. So most likely looking for this next gap target here. Ethereum also the target is way lower around 1850. All right. And Toronto Stock Exchange, Looks like it's already dipped a couple of days ago, looking for higher prices. Hang Seng Index green here. You can see this gap here. That's my ideal target of 16,16170 because this star gap here on this day around 13th of December gap up. So looking for it to come back, fill this gap, and then bounce. All right. And bond market by the dip, looking for a little bit more lower prices and then bounce. Copper also by the dip. I think it's in a nice buy zone here. So if I draw a box on copper, I think it's next nice support here. You can see nice support here. So looking for a bounce from here. Palladium also in the nice buy area. Soybeans also in the buy area. Wheat also in the buy area, bouncing now. Corn going lower with divergence. So still momentum is higher on corn. So let me add from here. Still higher momentum. All right. So I think should be okay. Sugar also in the buy area. All right. Now looking at some of the um, uh, this is basically gold miner, biggest gold miner. Looking, I think it's looking nice. Or if I draw a trend line here, it's on a nice trend line here. You can see here. So coming back to support area here. So it's right on the support right now. And then GDX. Also, if you draw a trend line like this, also you can see it's also now can come a little bit lower. So it is possible it can come a little bit lower, but that's going to be a nice buy area looking for a bounce. Or if it comes down to fill this gap, it's right in the middle. Gap up, gap down. If it fills this gap, look for a down pressure. If it comes down to fill this gap, look for a pump higher. Sector-wise, XLK near buy area. I think on Monday it can fill this gap and then bounce like I showed here. Energy sector, looking for a little bit lower prices and then bounce. Looking for a gap fill 83 and then bounce. Um, Healthcare sector, massive moves here. No divergences. You can see new high on a lower momentum on RSI. So it's possible we can get a little bit of cool down, and you can see lot of gap between all the EMAs. So let's see if it can come down a little bit. That's going to be nice. And XLU also near 20 moving average, this white line, also on this nice trend line here. So by the dip. Industrial sector, also I think dip happened, looking for this next target 112. Real estate sector, XLRE, looking for a bounce to fill this gap. Financial sector also holding nicely, but now bit lot of divergence here. Also it's near the top, so look for a dip, look for a little bit of cool down on financial. KRE, also there was a gap on KRE 1 hour chart. This gap is filled on Friday, so no gaps here right now. Other gap is lot of like little far, but it had a nice correction. This is a regional bank ETF, almost 7%. So I think it's gonna be ready for a bounce from here. Shopify in the middle, a gap down, gapped up. Maybe on earnings we'll have a big dump. I don't know. Let's see. But for now, I think it's gonna be pumping until earnings. So look for this 77.6 target. Okay, guys, that's it for today, and I wish you all the best, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.